It's your favorite Compas, and we are back with another edition of Compas on the Beat. On this episode, we have our quick recap of Monday Night Football matchup between the backup quarterbacks of the Bengals and the Jaguars. Plus, we have our takeaways from Week 13. We have our usual segments, NFL Power Rankings, Burial of the Week, ooh, namas. And this week on Avocado Roast, not, Gilbert is against it. He's protesting it, but we're getting into the holiday spirit by giving a Christmas song that transports us to a Christmas movie. Which reminds me, Gilberto, don't you have a question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yeah, it's not a Christmas related question. Maybe in a couple weeks. I'm not there yet, even though I told you guys it's okay to bombard me with Christmas stuff, but I'm not there. I don't even. Anyways, I feel like a question should be like, when do you get your tree? I'm not even thinking about getting a tree, but anyways, that's
Before
another question.
Thanksgiving.
Write it down, Victor. But the engagement question of the week is still football related. And while everybody's complaining about who's the MVP, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, no, Tyreek Hill. But how about a better race? Coach of the year, NFL Coach of the Year. A lot of candidates: D'Amico Ryans, Fernando,
What?
Shane Steichen.
What? That one.
You got Dan Campbell,
What?
and you got Nick Sirianni, Mike
What?
McDaniel.
What?
You got, who else am I forgetting? Mike McCarthy, Sean McVay. I don't know. I'm just trying to add more names there. But let me know in the comments your coach of the year. We're still 5 games away from the playoffs, so plenty of time. But right now, who do you think is the coach of the year? The first 3 that I mentioned, I feel like are the ones running away with the race right now. But still, a lot of football to be determined. And if you're on the audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, get over to YouTube and comment.
This one for Dan and Daygo is an easy choice. I'm sure he'd go with Shane Steichen, but
Really?
let's just go. Yeah, let's go to him now.
Welcome all to another glorious Wednesday. You already know what it is. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, I know that voice. I know who that is. I know what program he's on. You're thinking to yourself, it's Dan and Daygo. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Because not only is today Wednesday, not only is today one day closer to the weekend, not only is it hump day, but it is the day your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, drops a new episode. You already know what it is. You already know what we're getting into. We're getting into all the week's takeaways from the NFL. Shout out, we get into it. We got our power rankings, which I'm sure is going to piss off a lot of people, but shout out to all you for listening. Make sure you get in those comments. Let that stooge, that scumbag, know how wrong he is and how much of a curse he is to everyone's favorite team. Shout out to all of you. We also get into our avocado roast, our burials, what. You already know we do it all here. So shout out for all you for making the right decision on your Wednesday and tuning into the program. But anyway, I know what you're all telling me. Enough of the dilly-dally, Dan and Daygo. Let's get with the program. So all the way from across the hallway, play the music, Nando.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? I think I'm going to protest today's avocado roast question because it is Christmas related. But I have a lot of, things to let you guys know that I watched a movie. I went to the theaters. I feel like it's the first time in a long time. Watched the prequel to, Hunger Games. Don't ask me the full name. It's a long-ass name. And then I watched Squid Game: The Challenge on Netflix. 2 things I recommend.
Yeah, I haven't watched either one. Dan and Daygo and I were at the bar on Saturday almost all day. And pretty interesting. I don't drink, so there's no. And then we went out at night, so that was pretty interesting as well. So
when you sent me that picture, by the way, I'm still insulted that you saw my doppelganger. I don't way I feel like it's okay if I feel like the doppelganger is always the uglier version of the person.
Yeah,
it was that way.
Okay, doppelganger.
All right, fine, because he's dark and he has a bunch of facial hair and a mustache, whatever. But yeah, when you sent me that video, I'm like,
in the dark, he looked like Dan goes, "Is that Gilberto?" And I
was insulted, but I did notice the brothers out on the town. What are you guys doing out there?
Just for a little bit, we went out to our Eddie, who does Compas FC. He was like, "Come out, let's go out. And I was like, and then we had just gotten done. So Dan's team, Dan won 2 CIF championships at Gilbert. It was 5 minutes left. They're up 20-7. They have first and goal at the 3-yard line. They can't get in. It's 4th down. What do you do in that situation?
You got to go for it. Run it, right? Did you say run or pass?
No. They're up 20-7.
Oh, they're up to 20-7?
Yeah, and there's only 5 minutes left in the game.
And they're at 4th and goal? At the
4th and goal from the 4 or 5 yard line.
Go for it. Why not?
No, hell no, you're dumb. You're like these Steph Curry kids who are shooting. Whenever I go to the gym and I see they're just threes. No, just kick the field goal, take the points. The team ended up losing 21-20.
Really?
On a
so
last
they got stopped and then they let up.
Yeah. So all of the side that we were on, they all started celebrating because they had gotten a first down. The dummies forgot that the other team had 2 timeouts. They try and knee it 3 times. There were still about 15 seconds left. The guy returns it. He gives him a good return. Throws a deep pass to like the 4-yard line. At the 4-yard line with 4 seconds left, guy turns, throws it behind to the running back. Running back goes, throws it to the open receiver, and everybody bit in the back. They had used that play earlier in the second quarter. It didn't work. Here it worked. They won the game. They kicked they kicked the extra field goal. They won. I was like, wow.
So you're saying
because you didn't kick
20-7 with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And they blew it.
No, 20-7 with 5 minutes to go. They had 4th and goal at the 5-yard line, and they decided to go for it.
Okay, yeah. It could have made a difference.
You could have kicked the field goal. That's what happened to Kyle Shanahan in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. Why'd you have to throw it and let Matt Ryan get sacked? Just run. Kick the field goal. We're Super Bowl champions. The rest of Dan Quinn might have kept that job. I mean, that's how this goes. But
change the outcome of history for those 2 teams.
Hey, I mean, you never know. But definitely interesting. We'll get a little bit more into the weekend when Dan gets in. But first, let's bring in Vic. That took forever.
The car crash.
It was like stuck.
What's going on, guys? Good to be back. I didn't do much. I went to the movies as well, just like Gilbert did. I went to go see The Holdovers. It's a nice little. I know you probably wouldn't have heard it. It's not a movie you guys would probably go watch, but it stars Paul Giamatti as a professor. It takes place in the early 70s, and it's these kids who have to stay over, and Paul Giamatti's character has to stay with them over the Christmas break, and a bunch of stuff happens in between. And it was a good heartfelt movie. And then I binge watched Gen V, which is the spinoff to The Boys. They did a really good job of kind of connecting some of the things that have happened in The Boys. So yeah, it's
credit for the recommendation.
Yeah, Gilbert, take credit for it. I've been so busy with the wedding that we hadn't even gone to the movies in forever either. So we're trying to go see that Godzilla movie. I heard it's really good. It's a Japanese version of Godzilla. It's not like the American version. So yeah, we're trying to go see that one.
It's not the King Kong Godzilla one. It's a different one.
No, it's a different one.
Okay.
It's a Japanese made from a Japanese director, and it's getting a lot of hype. A lot of people have gone and seen it. So, but yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, watch out! After Sunday Night Football, here he is.
That's right. Went to see Napoleon not too long ago. I probably already brought it up. I probably already forgot.
You have it.
That's right, Frown. We were at the bar, and we were chanting, "Who are ya? Who are ya?" And
people were getting so mad at him and Eddie.
My new personal favorite. Hey, Eric Tenfront! Eric Tenfront!
They were, yeah, people were getting really like, and one of those, Eddie turns to a guy and he goes, I can tell, bro, you play a lot of FIFA. That's cool, but this is the real big leagues over here.
Wow.
I'm like savage.
Bro, and the worst part is Saturday, Arsenal plays, and that's when we because they'll start going, come on, Arsenal, come on, like boring.
He makes
chance
fun of
that
the
they-
opposing team because
the most
Matt?
boring chance they took
Yeah.
from Ted Lasso.
yeah.
And the other one is Arsenal. And then we start going. I start going. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that.
And that pisses people off
Champions of
too.
Europe. You'll
Wow.
never sing that. Oh, they get pissed.
I'm just over there talking to shorties and everything, and they're
Oh,
the ones
that's
over
British
there,
girls
so-
or what?
No,
No.
hey, there were some, but they already went back to England.
Shout out. Hey,
yeah.
the one I got paid, dude. R.I.P.
All right. Well, real quick, when was Thanksgiving? Oh, that was like 2 weeks ago, huh?
Yeah, that was 2
Mhm.
weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. I was
Already
gonna.
in December.
I was gonna ask, do you guys, since you guys brought up Ted Lasso, do you guys think that it brought in a fan base here in America? That show, like, because I've heard more people got into soccer because of that show.
Nobody
I don't
cares.
know. I doubt it.
I think maybe a little bit, but not as much as like what everybody thinks. I mean, it's a good show, but like
It was all right.
having a guy that doesn't know shit about like soccer come in and like I don't know, it was just a little. But I mean, he had some good pieces around him, I guess. But
We're getting Messi's in the United States. Nobody cares. Okay, like
Yeah, because
That's
Messi's
I'm trying to
garbage.
make soccer happen in the United
Messi's
States.
Messi's
garbage.
Messi. Nobody cares about Messi.
Nobody cares.
Messi's garbage.
Yeah, nobody
Everybody
cares.
There's a
About
better chance of football fans, of the Taylor Swift fans watching football than people watching
Oh,
soccer. Ted
my-
Lasso.
You sound like
You know what's the
people-
difference? You know what's the
We're starting
difference?
early today. Troll.
One's a cold and one's a show. No one cares about the show.
Nobody
But
cares about
he's
soccer.
like-
Period.
He's like those people that like he says, oh yeah, nobody cares about soccer here in the US, but there's a crap ton of people, but it's like the same people that are like, oh, people are crapping on me on Twitter, and it's like 3 people with no no picture, no nothing. Like
Dan
Well,
will
the-
agree. This is the greatest country in the world, and we don't like soccer. So there
That's
you
big
go.
facts. I reject
the
the
World
monarch.
Cup.
That's big
they
facts.
wanted the
That's
That's
World
the only way I
Cup.
get Dan for this.
That's
is
They
with
wanted
big
the
that.
World
facts.
Cup. They wanted the World Cup.
Hey, let me tell you something. Check the numbers, my guy. There's a reason why Champions League soccer is played at 9 and 10 o'clock at night in Europe. So it's played at 12 o'clock here. There's a reason. So they get numbers watching the games. I'm telling you right now, I was talking about this today with some guys. I was like, fellas, what do you guys prefer, right? Champions League knockout stages, like to get to the final, road to the final, or NFL playoffs? They said NFL playoffs. I was like, I don't know what it is, but there's nothing like freaking Champions League soccer to me. Nothing. The
Wow.
anticipation of the first leg, every touch is crucial.
Sounds
The
like
way
the,
you
the
hold
NBA
your,
in season.
excuse me, I haven't finished.
Nobody
Thank you. I
cares.
haven't finished. Thank you. The way you hold your breath every time it's shot across, right? Then the anticipation into the second leg, knowing what the score is and everything else. I don't know, brother. And you know what? I'll be honest. I'm a hater. Probably half of it, the reason why is because my team's usually in the damn knockouts for soccer. They're
I was
not in the
gonna
NFL
say,
playoffs,
do
so I
you,
don't
do
give a
you
rat's
still
ass
keep
about
watching
that.
after Real Madrid gets eliminated?
Oh yeah.
100%.
Which doesn't
I
happen
watch-
a lot. I mean,
I watch
Yeah.
every game, bro.
Yeah.
Every Champions League game, even the final, I always watch.
We'll watch the
And-
final, but
Talk
like
about
we'll be
Jake
doing
Browning
stuff.
and CJ Beathard, please. Let's get
No,
to
not
it.
yet.
You want a
This
dumpster
was,
fire?
this was actually the turkey that Dan did not want to try on Thanksgiving. This is how it was prepared.
Oh my god.
Intimidated.
Why are you so late?
Really, it's very simple. You just have to know the anatomy of a turkey.
I
And
just found it
it's
right
got
now.
over here just the tiniest little stink hole. And up inside it,
All right, you're going over 5 seconds.
stuff the shit out of it.
That's one of the most glorious scenes in like cinematic history. The
That's my
my
strong
germs.
hand.
The my germs.
By the
My
way,
germs.
you know that actor. I just found out that his daughter is Sugar from The Bear.
Oh, I don't know.
The
Yeah.
sister.
I never watched it. I never
Oh,
watched
really?
it. So.
Yeah, I just found out that. Yeah.
I had no
So,
idea.
Yeah, that guy is such a good actor. Like he's so oh well, he's rolling shit from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Creek.
so he's
Yeah.
on SNL too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good. I know you guys want to talk about the Monday Night Football game, and I'll get your thoughts on it. But I had 3 videos I really wanted to get your guys' thoughts on. It's NFL, so don't worry about it. Not
There you go.
soccer.
Don't cry, Hilberto.
Less than 5 seconds.
No. It's legit. So let me
Let's
get
see.
your thoughts on this. We all know David Carr is a dipshit, but he really took it up to a whole new level. Listen to this. Listen.
I think the only way that they get there, to Rob's point, is Jalen is 100%, and he is that dynamic weapon in the run game, because that creates your offense on the outside and your one-on-ones. clearly Jalen isn't comfortable reading through a defense in a drop back pass scenario. Some would say he's not even good at it. And I think, look at this team, you have to have a serious conversation if you're Philly. And you have to really say, is it better for us to play Marcus Mariota right now and let Jalen get fully healthy? Because I would argue that it does not matter if you're the number 1 seed. Because if the 49ers come into Philly again, they do not care. They do not care.
Wow. One bad game, and we're doing that.
That he's not healthy, but
has he not seen Marcus Mariota play before?
He couldn't even get the push-tush right. Like, I mean, what are we talking about?
I don't know about that. I think part of that was right and part of that was very wrong. He's right. He's right. Hold on. Let me explain my point. He's right in the sense that, yes, Jalen does need the run game with him in it working for him to be better in the passing game. I said this when we were watching the Niner game on Sunday. Sometimes these type of quarterbacks, right? Again, the Ravens fans can come in and trash me all they want. I don't care. These guys are not comfortable in the pocket. When they try and escape, sometimes they sack themselves because they're not reading the blocking of the line. They're not reading the pocket. And it is what it is. These guys are dual threats for a reason. It's not, hey, I'm a pass first and I'm a run second when everybody's back and everything else. They're dual threats for a reason. Their legs are part of their strength. So when they don't have their legs, it is a little bit different.
Marcus Mariota.
No, I'm not saying that's the answer.
Oh, no, I know.
They
I know what you're saying.
No.
Don't like start for Marcus. Him to suggest, like that's kind of like your girl Mina Kimes. Remember a couple years ago?
Don't get me started, Frau.
Should be benched, and they should start Trey Lance. Like
I don't know how she's still employed.
No. Okay, we're not going that route.
Some of these takes. At least I'm some stooge on the internet. I'm employed doing something completely different.
David Carr had like something, and then he went off the rails.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But it's not like, okay, David Carr, watch the game when Dallas Goedert is playing. Like when he's overthinking, sometimes he'll just dump it off to Dallas Goedert and it makes life easier. Okay, he knows how to do that, but it's not his fault that next year Johnny didn't call, or at least the Brian Johnson didn't call enough running plays. How did DeAndre Swift get 6 carries? They had like 40 yards total. Like it was a team effort that got outplayed. It wasn't just because Jalen Hurts stinks. Obviously, he has limitations. But to say Marcus Mariota, like, are you trying to kick out Jalen Hurts because you know your brother won't have a job in New Orleans next year? You want to have an opening? Like that's just really weird.
I agree, though.
Can I just say, did Jalen Hurts give up 42 points, or did I miss something there? I mean, the offense wasn't the problem in this game. It was the defense. I mean, as Gilbert pointed out, those linebackers got exposed. Your secondary, who you brought back, what is it? What does he want to go with by Slay? He got destroyed. You couldn't tackle in the midfield there for anything. Deebo Samuel just kept running through your defense there. So I mean, I don't understand. Like, I understand if this was a close game and Jalen Hurts gave up the lead or something.
He's the same guy that said last year that the Raiders were going to win the Super Bowl and that his brother was going to be the MVP of the league. But I do think the only thing I'll combat that with is that I do think that the offense was a little bit of the problem, but it wasn't him. Yeah. It was at the run game. Like they for some reason went away completely from running the football, and I feel like that's what kind of gives Jalen juice and any quarterback. I mean, we've seen quarterbacks that don't have any sense of a run game, and it's like all on their shoulders. And here it was like, okay, here's the perfect game to get it going, especially because look who you have on the other side. You have Nick Bosa, you have Chase Young, Armstead. You have a really and then even the two linebackers. But see, that was the thing. That's the difference, though. Fred Warner and Greenlaw are completely the difference makers, and that's what the Eagles don't have. That's why even getting Darius Leonard or Shaquille, whatever, I think it's gonna help. But I think the Band-Aid's gonna be helped when they get that kid out of Georgia back. Dean, he's on the IR.
He was kind of already so too.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, he's better than whatever the hell they have. And then Shaquille. I was gonna call him Shaquille Griffin. That's why I don't like doing it. Darius Leonard. Whatever, that guy.
Darius Leonard is his God-given name.
He's gonna help in the run, but in the past,
I'm gonna call him Darius.
Yeah,
I do. If not, I'll get confused.
There's no one that could help in the past, but I mean, the only other way I could see it is if they put Kevin Byard at linebacker and maybe try and help that way.
He hasn't done much, and I know Hyatt Roseman gets a lot of credit, but he bets a lot on the old wash guys like Kevin Byard and Darius Shaquille Leonard. Like I don't know what's gonna pay off, but at least he's a guy who doesn't settle. But sometimes he really expects these old names to do something.
You know,
credit to the offensive line.
You know who he?
49ers,
Sorry,
that
can I
pass
just
rush
say?
is really good.
Yeah, you know who he reminds me? Howie Roseman, like the praise that he gets. He reminds me of Friedman from the Dodgers. Like they're great. They're great at building these rosters, and they get all this praise. But like, if Nick Foles doesn't win that Super Bowl, are we giving him the credit that he gets? Like it's the same thing. If Friedman, if the Dodgers don't win the 2020 World Series in the bubble, are we giving him the credit that he deserves? I mean,
I don't
Being
know about
completely
that.
honest, those two
I don't know
scenarios
about that.
are completely different just because that was a COVID like shorter season. 2017, it was just they caught fire right at the same time and they won. I mean, there was nothing that you could be like, oh, point at and say this is the reason why. I mean, they faced Tom Brady. So I mean, I don't know if I could go I think Howard Roseman's a better general manager than a lot of the people that people give a lot of credit to.
He's
so
always ready. Like even with that Nick
Yeah.
Foles example, like he had a quality backup ready. Some teams don't have a backup ready because they just forget about it. And I'm just saying that
and
this
that's why
year,
he doesn't make Gilberto's rankings at backup quarterback.
Nick Foles not even in the league right now. But like I think you mentioned right now, the two D linemen he picked up last year were pretty nice. Was it Sue and Linval Joseph? So sometimes it hits, and I like that he's never settling. But I think these two old timers might not pay off this year. That's all I'm saying.
And I mean, he traded for AJ Brown. He's made moves that you're like, okay, like these are solid. And then I think 2 years ago, when was it? It was a couple of years ago. They said that they said these two fools said it on their podcast, the Kelsey brothers, that Jason was close into leaving, but that Howie Roseman was the reason why he's like, I want you to stay, I want you to be our leader, and they kept him. So I mean, I have to give the guy credit. I mean, yeah, he's had some boneheaded mistakes.
Jalen Rieger, I'll bring him. I'm not trying to hate the guy. Like I said, I just try to give everybody their respect as well.
No,
but
I feel you.
Yeah,
but I mean, the Chiefs general manager has had misses too.
But that's good. But that's a good and bad.
Trey Lance. It's how you rebound off of those misses, and I think you rebound off of Jalen Reagor by going and getting AJ Brown. Which
exactly, I was going to say that. Yeah, took my point. But yeah,
I think 100% he deserves credit. I mean, a perfect scenario in my mind hasn't won a Super Bowl is John Lynch as the GM in San Francisco, which segues to my point, which I'll come back to at the end of this. In my opinion, even though they've come up short at times for whatever reason, or obviously they fell short in the Super Bowl because they didn't have the quarterback that they probably wanted, credit still deserves to be given. The fact that they're in the show almost every year, making it in January deep, that deserves credit in and of itself. Obviously, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and nobody gives a rat's ass about AFC championships. But how many fan bases, I won't mention, but one in Los Angeles hasn't been close to anything. And what do they have to show for it? You know what I'm saying? My bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's building continuity, right? And that's what leads to Super Bowls eventually. Consistency. You have to have consistent, not only leadership, but consistent years, like moving towards something. That's why the hump is there, right? The hump is on the climb up. And now all you got to do is get over that last little bit and dip. Well, I guess you don't want to dip down and plummet, but you know what I'm saying? But GMs, I think John Lynch is one of the best. I think Howie Roseman, one of the best. I know I would trade half of the guys on my roster for one of those guys to try and rebuild this. But
like I remember when
on that one,
he took a chance on Nick Sirianni. I mean, I knew Nick Sirianni and I had met him a couple of times. But when I heard that the Eagles had hired him as their head coach, I'm like, really? Like, why? And I mean, you see kind of the way he's brought everybody together, and you have to be really
crazy guy. And I think the other thing is this, right? Going back to offensive struggles, right? It's a twofold thing, okay, in my opinion. Then I'll come back to John Lynch. The problem is, and I mentioned it before on this program, this is reminding me of how Jalen Hurts' first year, he struggled. He didn't look good. Everyone's all trying to already see, maybe they should make a move or this or that. But it was his first year in Shane Steichen's offense, and I think it was the first year, or part of that first year, Nick Sirianni was calling plays, so there was even a change at OC. Second year is where he really took off in that system, which obviously was a Super Bowl run, I believe, if I'm right. I might be mistaken. I know he just got signed, but I don't know.
Right.
Okay. Super Bowl run, right? He looked comfortable. He was obviously the talent alone, taking shots, doing everything he needs to do, looking great, right? And I think that's what you're seeing now. New system. He's probably trying to get the hang of it. He's trying to figure out what he likes, what he doesn't like in the system, the verbiage and everything else. And I think the other part is sometimes when they get in these juggernaut games, they forget who they are, like their identity, what brought them there. Physicality, run game, play action pass, RPOs, screens, shots, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. And sometimes when you get in these games, they think they just have to, try and score the least amount of time possible. That way, the other team goes down and scores and there's time left for them or whatever it is, right? And they try and get into these shootouts when it's like, that's not who they are to begin with. They're there to, pummel you into the ground in the first half. That way in the second half, you're really thinking about how bad you want to win this game. And you're exhausted on top of that. And the other thing I wanted to say, I remember not too long ago on this program, I was mocked for saying John Lynch knows what he's doing and he's a good GM. He laughed at me then. On Sunday, after
I just said he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Excuse me, sir. I reclaim my time.
I guess just get into the big dance was good enough for you.
Excuse me, sir. I reclaim my time. On Sunday, I didn't hear any laughter, Frown. Did you? No laughter.
So we're getting awards now for Week 13 wins.
Dan and Daygo knows a few things. And you know what else is making me laugh right now? You know what was going through my little Twitter feed today? Apparently, I don't know how true this is. Tommy DeVito stats and Patrick Mahomes stats are looking pretty similar. But again, when I say Andy Reid's the architect behind this thing,
and 2 Super Bowls, I guess it's the same thing.
When I say Andy Reid is the architect, all of a sudden I'm crazy. But now when he's starting to look human, now no one wants to say anything or give me my credit. That's cool though. I see how it is. It's all good.
But apparently Joe Burrow's better, but then when Jake Browning comes in and balls out, it's different. He's not a system quarterback.
What are you talking about? I never said he was a system quarterback. I'm talking about I gave you my take, and time later it's being proven. I don't know what to tell you.
You keep saying the John Lynch thing because all I said, why do you praise a guy who hasn't even won the whole thing yet so much?
Are you kidding? Do you see what team I root for? They haven't even been close, let alone these guys who've actually been freaking being consistent and building towards something.
Some of that Real Madrid fandom will rub off in the NFL, but apparently
that's the thing. Just like Madrid, they are not settling. They're doing everything they can to win. I can respect that. I can't respect half of these jokers sitting on their hands thinking, oh, we're good the way we are. We don't need to do anything. Oh, we're so awesome. Pens and paper. Don't need computers, guy. On top of that, what I was getting back to.
You like analytics?
No, I don't need a computer to tell me how football works. I don't need it. But as I was going back to, you see what he's trying to do? He's trying to get me to forget. I didn't forget. I said a take. Time is proving me right.
No,
you talk about those Super Bowls.
Because they haven't won the Super Bowl yet.
You talk about those Super Bowls, okay? I get 8th downs in an AFC championship. I'm going to be pretty damn good. I get random ghost rough personal fouls, late hit out of bounds when I'm inbounds. I'm gonna win some damn games.
You know what we should do? We should replay the Super Bowl in Miami,
Tampa Bay,
and you guys can both watch it, and we'll Twitch it. Just you two.
I don't know what more you
Dan
want.
can show it to you, and then you can
a ghost holding call on a non-catchable football was the difference in the Super Bowl. I don't know what more you need from me.
All right. I'm gonna. Any Gilbert or Vic? Any final thoughts?
You know what? The problem is he's a Swiftie. He loves Jackson Mahomes. Hold on. I get it.
I got another video.
Okay. Look what you did, Frau. You got to start.
This was Micah Parsons talking about that. Well, you guys will hear right now. This is pretty interesting. Dan will love this.
I'm talking crazy right now. I am talking crazy right now, and I'm talking very crazy. I truly believe I could be Tyreek Hill's quarterback. Yeah. I could throw it up to Tyreek Hill. I could throw a screen pass to Debo.
Shout out.
And this might be the crazy Madden side of me, but these players are just that good. Christian McCaffrey's just that good. If I get the ball out to Christian McCaffrey in space, he's going to make someone miss. He's going to make a play happen for me.
First off, I think the most alarming part of it, why the hell is he on Bleacher Report? Why the hell does he already have a podcast? That to me is crazy that these players are doing that while they're still in the career mode. Insane to me. Be like Chris Long, do it after you retire, dude. Be like freaking Oh, his name escapes me. He was really good. Rob Ninkovich. Do it after you retire, dude. This stuff to me is weird. Call me old fashioned, but it's weird.
I feel like Dan would have agreed with Mike until you heard Brock Purdy mentioned in the argument.
No. I agree 100%. And this is what we go back to, right?
But his quarterback's Dak Prescott, but he's not taking shots at him. Let's just say that.
Well, yeah, because he knows Dak Prescott's garbage. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? I'm not a huge fan, dude. We'll find out. Not a huge fan. I've seen a few games. We'll find out.
Those might be 3 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season. I don't know what that says about everything.
They're top 3 in the MVP conversation according to
Let me tell you
odds.
something. This is a freaking unspoken rule. This is a little inside baseball. Those awards don't mean shit. Let me tell you that.
Weren't you just crying last week about your player not getting an award?
Who cried not getting an award?
One of your high school kids.
No. They had asked him to show
That is a
up to an
completely
event where they
different
didn't give
story.
him the.
You see what he does, Frown? You see what he does? He tries to twist what
Well,
I
you
said.
didn't understand. I kind of feel bad for saying it, not to explain to you, but okay, never mind.
You're an idiot. I got it. It was funny. No, they don't mean anything. Who votes on these things? Writers? Writers have favorites?
Until I get a vote, don't validate these awards.
Yeah, it doesn't mean diddly squat to me, dude. Look how many times they voted Mahomes or whoever else. Half of these guys are jokers. I'm
You know
sure.
what's funny? Speaking of that, I saw a video trending over social media that supposedly reporters have favorite teams. Gilbert, do you have a favorite team?
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah, he does. It's the Rams. Don't let him lie.
No, he
And it's the
destroyed the
Chiefs.
Rams.
It's the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
right. Yeah, I'm the one that ruined
it.
it. Look how much better they are. Actually, don't remind them. But.
Yeah. Dude, we need to seriously start creating like Hilberto curse tracker, dude.
Hey,
what happens when he's in contact?
Are you saying that the reason all these quarterbacks are getting hurt is because he's now covering the NFL?
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
And when I was covering the team, by the way, the Chargers, I don't remember the last time Justin Herbert got held to 10 points 2 weeks in a row. I'm just saying that, okay? So it's not me.
2 weeks in a row. I was about to say, what are you talking about? You were there when he was held to 0. That was even worse.
Well, he was there for the Baltimore Ravens game. He was there in person.
Yeah.
You're talking about the StubHub where Rivers?
No.
The 20-10 game on Sunday night. Yeah.
When he what?
20-10 game Sunday Night Football.
You see what I'm saying?
I wasn't in New England.
There.
You know what was funny, actually, speaking of which? I thought I was going to get flack for saying Kellen Moore deserves blame. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I actually got some support. Shout out to the Bolt fam, as they say.
Do either one of you two, not Dan, have any thoughts on what Micah? Well, Gilbert just Vic, anything on what Micah said?
No, I mean we kind of had a little bit of a discussion on rapid fire about that in terms of the MVP. So no, I mean, you know,
I'll say this, Fernando. I am coming around on your take for Tyreek Hill. It's about time. I don't see a quarterback pulling away unless like Dak beats the Eagles and they kind of win a division number 1 seed. Maybe the Lions.
Yeah.
But right now it's Tyreek Hill. I take it. I disagreed back then, but not right now.
All right, last one. Oh wait, what the hell is this?
I'm looking up the Cowboys schedule. I'm gonna break his heart.
Dan, are you ready for this? This is for you.
I said maybe. I'm not saying I wanted it to happen.
Dan, this is for you.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thoughts and prayers. And it was just a mutual friend of ours who died. And we got to talking. Now, I want to make it very clear. We were not talking about a coaching vacancy. We were not talking about him leaving Michigan. Nothing. We were just talking about how great the young quarterback play is in the National Football League. All these great young quarterbacks, Burrow, Mahomes, blah, blah, blah. He spent 5 minutes telling me that he thinks that Justin Herbert is the best of all of them. He loves Herbert. Take that for what you will. I do not think will be back with Michigan next year. I'm not sure what the circumstances are that will cause his departure, but whether they beat Alabama or not, whether they win the championship or not, I do not think he is going to be back at Michigan next.
He's not going to the Chargers. Don't give him hope, Fernando.
No, it wasn't about that.
Look at that, though. When I say Herbert is the best one, everybody loses their minds.
Wait, so what was it that Harbaugh's friend told these people?
No. Harbaugh and Greeny were at a funeral together, and him and Greeny started talking, and he's like, "What do you think about all the young quarterbacks out there?" And he's like, "They're really good," and that he started going on a 5-minute rant about how Herbert is like really good, and that he feels like he's the best quarterback right now in the NFL, but. There was something that I just read. Somebody released it. I can't remember who it was, but that supposedly Harbaugh to the Bears won't work because the former president of the Big Ten is now with the Bears, and him and that guy do not get along at all. Like Harbaugh's called him out. So
Why would
like,
you want to go to the Bears?
they have the number 1 pick.
So who are you gonna get? Another quarterback? Well, actually, that would be good. Could you imagine you put him in the backfield and then you get a quarterback?
Hey, they will have him on their contract for another year, so maybe.
Why not? Time to switch your position, bud.
I just think no, but you know what's funny, and I wasn't using what he said because I saw everybody running with it. What I'm using is it's so funny that every single year since Harbaugh went to Michigan, there's always media people that like throw out I've talked to him before,
feelers.
and it seems like that's what I think it is. I think it's feelers, but for like I don't think Harbaugh's going to Carolina at all. I feel like that one would be a mess.
But they have the money there, though. That's the only thing.
But like, would you really want to start completely? Like, at least when you went to the 49ers, they had Vernon Davis, they had some pieces on defense. He just came in and like they signed some free agents, they brought it and they drafted it really well. But it's like here, like I feel like you would have to completely start. Like you have Bryce Young and you have that one corner. What's it, JC Horn? That kid's really good. But like other than that, like I feel like you'd really have to start over and do a lot. So I don't know if he's coming to the NFL though, like unless there's a job that really entices him. But I understood what you were saying. I was only showing that video to show that example that this dude like sends
that
out.
Is the first thing I thought. It's probably like, hey, he's probably texting Harbaugh, hey, can I put this out there? He's like, yeah, maybe it'll raise the prices when I'm out there as a candidate.
100%.
He did the same thing last offseason, guys. So I mean, this is nothing new.
No, that's what I said. He's been doing it since he went to Michigan.
He kept pushing the Vikings to go talk to him, and after a while, it's like, okay, this is too much annoyance.
And like,
that's what I was saying. Like every single year since he went to Michigan, he's been setting out feelers, and he always does it to see what's out there and what he
can get like a raise at Michigan too.
Yeah.
So he knows how to play the game when it comes to money.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it would have to take a huge haul of money and control.
It's kind of like Fernando. It's kind of like where Texas A&M job is open, and Dan Campbell went there, and people are saying, just listen, Dan Campbell, because you'll probably get a raise and you'll stay in Detroit, kind of thing. You know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. But like, I don't know why he would. Well, I get his whole beef with the NCAA and the conference and all that stuff. But I mean, and honestly, if you look at it half of the time, college jobs you have more security at it if you're a big time name and you're at least doing something solid. Like you don't really see a high.
He lost to Ohio State like 3 years in a row, and then now all of a sudden,
and he still stayed there. Yeah. And it's like you already heard the reports last year. I think it was when he was supposedly interviewing for the Minnesota job, where he supposedly didn't know half of the players on the team and stuff like that. So
forgot.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, but
it'll be. I mean, I'm really interested because I mean, Schefter said the other day on McAfee show that he expects 7 to 10 coaches to be fired, and it's like that's going to be because I mean, there's right now somebody threw out that Chicago supposedly is going to look at Bieniemy. If Eberflus is fired and stuff.
I don't know.
I'm really interested to see what they like. Do they wait until Monday? Do they start firing everybody on Sunday? Like, it's usually such a weird like sequence.
Well, that's why it was called Black Monday or whatever it was, because everyone got shit canned on the same day.
But then everybody they started on like as soon as the game's over. Like Gilbert was there when they fired Jack Del. They made him speak first, right?
Yeah, Jack Del Rio. Yeah, he announced it, and I was there. I was like, whoa.
With the Raiders, right?
He announced it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I just got. No, I think it was like obviously Twitter, and then he comes in and confirm. Yeah, you guys all saw probably on your phones. Like, yeah, I'm gone. And then he had the press conference right there.
But didn't he have a good year that year?
No, it was like after they made the playoffs, and
he lost the team in that Washington game. That was when the whole Kaepernick stuff was going on, and then Carr refused to take a knee for the anthem, and it just turned into
what's his name? McCoy he came out, did his press conference. He went into the room with Dean, John, and Tom.
Oh, there he is.
And Eric Williams and I had gone down to the field. He was going to shoot a video, and he's like, "Oh, can you hold it for me?" I was like, "Yeah." And as soon as I was going to hit record, a little thing came on, an email from the Chargers. We have relieved Mike McCoy of his duties. And you're like, oh shit. And like everybody was like tweeting and like, we could not believe that they allowed Mike McCoy to do his press conference and then get fired. Like that kind of sucks.
Don't
but
you just love the way they try and massage all this crap with relieved, waived, all this
parted
other
ways,
stupid
mutually
crap?
parted ways.
Get out of here, dude. We all know what there's lack of a better term, shit canning looks like. Take it easy, dude.
But by the way, the reason I keep hearing this, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but the reason that Ron Rivera hasn't been fired is because Eric Bieniemy is going to take over for him. So they're just waiting till the end, and then he's going to become the coach of the Commanders. That's what I've heard.
Wouldn't you want to see him though?
Yeah, like right now, why don't you fire Rivera and then have him as the interim?
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
See what
It's the
the
turnover,
last 5
bro.
games would he?
It's
would
the
he
stability part of it. They just had new owners this past year, right? Just the
Yeah.
owners. Yeah. It's their
I don't
first
buy it.
year. It's magic. You know they're gonna want some stability just for the year. Then they're
Would you
gonna
want
hand the reins
to?
over.
Would you want to coach a team that like the owner who has only like 2 or 3%, which is 2 or 3 more percent than I'll ever have, but like that he like questions your like the way your team played on Twitter? Like,
Oh,
I
Magic.
would. Yeah, I would hate doing something like
No,
that.
but the thing you have to understand, if it's Bieniemy, you know they're going to get in a room and hash it out. There is not, especially if they say Bieniemy is what he is, like we've heard, they're going to hash that out real quick. And on top of that, who owns the other percent? Is it like a whole group? It's not
No,
Schneider, right?
Josh
Schneider already
Harris.
sold it.
Yeah, Josh Harris, but like
Oh,
Magic is
okay.
kind of like the face. Like
Face,
he
yeah,
is with
yeah,
the
yeah.
Dodgers,
But
He's the
Snyder
face.
doesn't own it, is what I'm saying.
No, Snyder's
Oh, yeah,
gone.
okay. That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
Yeah. All right, let's get really quick into the Monday Night Football game. The Bengals win 34-31 over the Jaguars. The Miami Dolphins, I think, had come out and said that they were hoping that the Bengals would upset so that they could keep the number 1 seed. The impressive part about this game was Jake Browning from the University of Washington, 32 of 37, 354, 1 touchdown. Mixon added 2 on the ground. Jamar Chase, he was targeted 12 times, caught 11 passes for 149 and 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence went down after going 22 of 29, 258 and 2 touchdowns. Also, I think they lost Kirk as well.
Yeah.
So definitely an interesting scenario. Gilbert, what did just real quick, what did you make? What was the storyline that caught your eye in this game?
Well, yeah, obviously the Trevor Lawrence thing and kind of some behind the scenes, man. I was covering that game for SI, and the second the injury occurred, I had to tell my story that I had done disappear 1,000 words down the drain, and then I had to do a whole story, and I just kind of felt bad for the Jaguars, but is looking at the news is going to be like better than expected, which is kind of rare this year. Once a quarterback goes down, it seems like it's going to be a season-ending injury, but it could be a couple weeks. And the thing though, like they went from potential being like a number 1 seed. Like the thing I'll say before the injury, they don't look like a number 1 seed to me, but they had an opportunity to have it. They could have. It's like hot potato. They would have held the seed, and then maybe you beat the Browns, maybe you beat the Ravens, and then you had a crappy 3 games, like 3 games against a bunch of crappy teams. They had a chance to hold it. Now I don't think that's going to be a case anymore. Maybe if Lawrence comes back, they could hold on to the AFC South division. But I see this team probably maybe being 1 and done in the playoffs, maybe division round. But again, it depends on Trevor Lawrence. But even with Lawrence, Fernando, it didn't feel like a team that could hang with the Chiefs or the Ravens. And I know the Dolphins are number 1 right now, but I have a lot of questions about Miami. They've been beating up on a bunch of garbage teams. Play somebody with a post first, and then we'll talk about Miami being number 1.
Impressed with Jake Browning?
Oh, yeah. He's better than Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, according to Dan Daigo's standards.
Here we go. Here
No,
we
but
go.
There is no, he was from all the backup quarterback performances that I watched, a bunch of crappy ones this year. It goes that Browning performance, and then even Minshew this past week was pretty good. So it's one of those 2 guys from the backup quarterback club. Those are the 2 guys right now.
All right, you're starting a franchise. Which backup quarterback would you rather have?
Well, I've seen more of
okay, there you go.
Minshew,
there you go.
But Browning looks like Jake Brown is really small. He's a small dude, but he made it work because he has Jamar Chase.
Well, yeah, maybe Micah Parsons thinks that he can go quarterback that team too. Vic, what did you make of the game?
I was gonna say you can tell a lot of people who haven't watched Colt games when they say Minshew has been better. That guy, every game I watch, he's trying to throw the ball away. The reason the Colts are really good is because of our guy Steichen, honestly, like, and running the ball. Like the defense, one of the things that's been impressive about, but we're not talking about the Colts, but just wanted to say that because every time I hear people like, yeah, like Minshew's really doing it. No, it's not Minshew, guys. I can tell you haven't been watching Colts game because he's been terrible.
You sound like the
every
angry fans on on YouTube.
yeah. No, it just
mentions a roller coaster, but Steichen
yes,
makes him a little
exactly.
better
That
because you have Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield too.
yeah, that
There
right
was no
on there.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor though.
Yeah, Zach
yeah,
Moss did well,
and
though.
Zach Moss wasn't great
Titans
either.
fired their special teams coordinator after that.
Ooh, that was a fun, ugly game for some reason.
Yeah, and like the punter getting. I mean, there's so much with that game, and there's so much with that game.
Back-to-back
Yes,
drives,
Yeah.
and then Ryan Tannehill had to come in to be the holder because the
Sure.
punter got hurt,
And
and
they
then he missed the kick because he didn't have the laces out. It was just a
and
mess.
that game hurt for me. Just I was watching it because I didn't bet on it, but I picked the Titans to that with the +1 there, and they would have won by 1. And I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. Just bad timing there. But getting
Minshew
back to the Bengals and Jaguars. The Jaguars are the Lions of the AFC, plain and simple. Like, we had a lot of hopes. We knew they were going to take a step forward, and they have. You know, I think we're probably asking a little bit too much for them to take that next step to where they can dethrone the Chiefs in the AFC already. And I think that, you know, as of right now, they're what we thought they were going to be, guys. I think they're, you know, they've taken a step back offensively, but that I've been impressed with that defense. I know it got destroyed by the Bengals. I thought, you know, one of the things that I was kind of disappointed in was they weren't able to run the ball as efficiently as they have most of the season. And I think that was their detriment to their loss. And I think losing Lawrence now, and I put it out as a question, I think the Colts and even the Texans might catch them and win that division. So I think, who would have thought? I mean, we're here sitting. The AFC South might get 3 teams in the AFC playoffs, which is crazy to me after the toilet it's been for the last couple of years.
Dan, what did you make of the game?
Oh, I just want to say, first and foremost, you can tell Hilberto went to the Mina Kimes School of Quarterbacks. That's why he makes up these ridiculous takes about me, and that's okay. It's all right. You're so far behind, you think you're ahead. It's all good. I get it. I respect it. But anyway, back to this. After I gave that overhand to you, here comes the underhand. I agree with Hilberto. Like, I was high on the Jaguars, as everyone remembers, since last year. So I would be what you call a day one, like the Usos and everybody else in Bloodline. But this whole year, I have not I haven't been impressed with them. I thought there would be a lot more. I thought they would be a lot more dominant offensively, at least with some of the weapons they have. I thought Dougie P would be able to dice them up a little bit. Trevor Lawrence, especially in big games like in the San Francisco game, was not impressed. He kind of shrunk in the moment. I felt like they moved the ball well, but I think he had a few turnovers, and so did some of the other Jag players. And quite frankly, they got outcoached that game. So, and in my mind, that's the type of level of talent and team you're going to have to play to win, and you're going to have to beat to win playoff games and stuff like that. So, well, yes, would I prefer to have their record and be where they are instead of where I am? 100% totally agree. But they have not looked as good as I thought they were going to be. And maybe it's just, I don't know if adding Calvin Ridley, maybe, you know, is going to take time to get everybody and feed them the ball and stuff like that. I don't know if it's like a unit cohesion type thing or what's going on. But yeah, I haven't really been impressed. Obviously, shout out to Jake Browning. Did a great job. So,
Dan, is there a conversation you need to have about a certain quarterback or no?
About who? Joe Burrow?
No.
Who? What quarterback?
From the Jaguars?
I just want to say, you put Justin Herbert on that team, they're undefeated. That's all I got to say, dude. You put Justin Herbert on the Lions, I was about to say the Tigers, the Dolphins, the Jaguars,
Lions, Tigers. Oh my.
whichever.
By the way, did you see the 49ers have to play all these bird teams? Like,
Yeah, I thought that was
yeah.
funny.
like 5
The
weeks
bird
Any
ago.
of those
gauntlet.
teams, any
Yeah.
of those teams, they're probably undefeated. Hell, even the Niners, I'm sure they would trade for.
What about the Seahawks?
Undefeated. I kid you not. I was talking to someone about that the other day. They're a quarterback away, like Pete Carroll, and I don't remember what the GM's name is, but I think they've been there the whole time
Schneider,
together.
John Schneider.
Oh, the good Snyder. There we go. We found one. But
Good.
credit to them, man. They've built a solid team that they're just missing one or two pieces, and they're going to be good again. Like it's absolutely insane the job they've done over there. That's what happens when you have guys with vision and the freedom to do their jobs properly and everything else. It's just, again, put him on that team. They're leading the NFC West right now. I'm telling you.
I feel like Dan is throwing a bunch of signals. It feels very like he's talking about a certain team. He keeps sending signals.
I don't know. I'm just saying the guy's a stud.
Behave.
Stop making up random rumors that he's not a winner. The guy's a stud. He can swing it from
all right.
anywhere.
Week 13 NFL takeaways. Dan, go ahead.
Takeaways. I guess we kind of did it already.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, I can move on. Yeah. The only thing I was gonna say is no, we can move on. Yeah, I already got all my stuff out. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is I keep hoping that the Chiefs go on the road, and it's not gonna happen. The Chiefs are gonna win this division because the AFC just refuses to have one team step up. Like we're waiting for someone to, claim the number 1 seed, and every week it's I don't have any faith in the Dolphins. I don't have any faith in the Jaguars. I don't have any faith in the Ravens as much as I like what Mike McDonald is doing. As you guys have pointed out, they've gotten up to a lead in every game, and then somehow they allowed those leads to slip away, and then they end up either pulling out a win or they give up the loss there. So I mean, I just have no faith. I just think we're back to square one with the Chiefs winning this division, and there's I just don't see, unless I see something the next 3 to 4 games where I can see one of these teams kind of take the next step. I just don't see. I think it'll be the Chiefs again.
See, what you did right now is you crossed Tilbosho's wires. You got him angry because you said you don't trust the Ravens and Lamar Jackson because according to his computer at the Mina Kimes Quarterback Academy, he's the best. He's one of the best. He should be an MVP. Blah, blah, blah. But then on the other hand, he's very excited that his Chiefs are going to be number 1 in the conference again. That way, hopefully he can get 10th down and all these ghost flags out of nowhere to try and push them back into a Super Bowl.
Shouldn't you be worried that the Chiefs are going to walk into the Super Bowl again because no team in the AFC is stepping up, and your nightmare is going to be you're going to be on edge for 2 weeks in Las Vegas or a week, whatever it is, hoping the 49ers or the Eagles crush them in the Super Bowl.
Let me tell you something.
Which could really probably what happened, yeah.
Last year, what was the name of the stadium?
Allstate.
What was it?
No,
Yeah,
State Farm.
State Farm.
State Farm. What's the name of the stadium this year?
Allegiant.
Is he a sponsor of Allegiant? No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried, guys.
The Packers actually did the best job against Kelsey that I've seen probably this year. I mean, they doubled him.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist, gosh dang it.
Those receivers just cannot catch anything.
They can't score more than 20 points a game.
It's the receiver's fault. They're so bad.
Okay.
On the flip side, Justin Herbert, why can't you complete the pass? You suck.
It's gonna be like a 40-10 game in the Super Bowl. 49ers Chiefs. 49ers gonna roll through them. I
swear to God, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If it's 49ers Chiefs, Eagles Chiefs, I don't care who, and they beat the dog piss out of them by 30,
it'll be worth it.
I'm taking a shot for every freaking score the other team does.
Oh, there we go. We got
it.
I remember
blacking out in jubilation.
Dan wasn't with us for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Chiefs Super Bowl, and I remember the first thing he did was who won the Super Bowl, and I told him, I'm like, oh, the Chiefs got railroaded by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's like, God bless Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
That's right.
I started
shout out to Bruce Arians.
Like, oh my God. But all right, let's get over to our Compas NFL Power Rankings.
Here we go.
You big, go ahead.
All right, mine is 49ers, Cowboys number 2, Eagles number
Cowboys.
3, Ravens number 4, and then I have the Chiefs at number 5. The only reason I don't have the Jaguars or the Dolphins is because the Chiefs beat both of those teams, so I figure I just put them as number 5. And the reason I put the Cowboys over the Eagles is because if you look at the scores of the same opponents they face, the Cowboys have a better I guess they've scored more points than the Eagles have against common opponents.
I guess you forgot when the Eagles beat the Cowboys earlier this year.
They played pretty good at the Eagles. We'll find out this week. So
playing the Giants, the Panthers, and the Commanders. What a freaking gauntlet, dude! Struggle.
The Seahawks this past
Geno
week.
Smith put up 35 points.
You were just praising the Seahawks. Give them that one at least.
Go ahead.
I just have to give you shit. I'm giving you credit.
No, go ahead. I like that.
And now it really comes up. Let me look at these
Gilbert, go
schedules.
Yeah, 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys. Yeah, if the Cowboys beat the Eagles, I'll probably flip-flop next week. And then Chiefs, just because I feel like who else wants it.
How the hell? Let me ask you a question. How are they number 4 when they lost on Sunday Night Football?
What other
Matt
team?
LaFleur?
What other team? I'm gonna put the Packers and the Rams in there. Like they're freaking 6-6. Like it can't be your Detroit Lions who can't defend you and I on offense. Like they have no defense. I can't trust the Lions. I'm sorry.
And you know what? We've been talking about this on this program. Like, why has this not been addressed? Clearly, something is not working defensively.
And then they lost they have 2 good pass rushers. One of them went on IR today.
Who do you think that Baltimore Ravens fans hate more, you or Coach JB?
Oh, Coach JB. That's why. Because obviously he's a lot more uncensored and can say a lot worse things than I can.
I saw.
I got plenty of hate though, but let me tell you something. Show me who your enemies are, and that tells you what kind of man you are. Let me tell you, I'm standing in good company with my boy JB. Shout out.
And my last one is Baltimore.
Okay. I'm gonna go 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, Dolphins, and Chiefs.
Okay, we need to break a tie here, Dan. So we need the number 5 team. It's either gonna be I know where he's gonna go. So
right, he changed then. So it wasn't Jaguars, it's Dolphins.
Yeah, because I completely forgot that. I had filled this out before the Monday night game.
Okay.
I thought they were going to win the Monday night game.
Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins.
Wait, no, was it Ravens? I forget. What do we have?
Well, we're trying to decide the number 5 team between the Chiefs and the Jaguars.
Oh, so it would be Chiefs or Dolphins. Have a vote, Dan. Tiebreaker time.
Yeah. Give me the Chiefs. Hopefully it curses them and they lose next week too.
the 5 team does get cursed a lot here.
Yeah, that's why not the Dolphins. Give it to the Chiefs.
All right, here we go. Here's their final. Go ahead, Fernando.
Yeah. It's 1 49ers, 2 Eagles, 3 Cowboys, 4 Ravens, 5 Chiefs. All right, it's time for our Pick'ems challenge. Last week I went 3-2. Dan went 3-2. Gilbert went 4-1. Vic went 4-1. Wow, I think that's the first time we've all
Dan.
We're tied, dummy.
I'm only one game behind you guys now.
All right. I am at 37-23. Gilbert's at 29-31. Dan's at 29-31. Vic is at 28-32. So, all right, let's start it off. Colts at Bengals. Give me the Colts. Dan?
Give me the handlebar hero.
Go ahead, Gilbert.
Sorry, Dan. Colts.
God.
Vic?
I'm gonna change it here. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I'm riding with Jake Browning.
Jaguars at Browns. Give me Joe Flacco. Vic?
Yeah, give me the Browns. I really did like what I saw from Joe Flacco. If they keep him as I told Gilbert, if they keep him as their quarterback the rest of the season, they're gonna get into the playoffs.
I almost made the switch last week from Rams to Browns just because I thought Flacco would actually do well with that team.
Don't you love how he's better than half of these quarterbacks and he's been on the couch too?
Dan? Jaguars at Bengals, and no, we don't know. They're saying it would cost Browns. They said it would cost. It might be a lot for Trevor Lawrence to try and make.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I trust Beathard. I mean, he cooked us the one time he was on the 49ers, but he didn't look good. Yeah, but he didn't look good on Sunday, is what I'm saying.
He threw like a long pass to George Kittle. I remember that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, give me the Browns. They got a number one defense. Defense travels, or if they're at home, it'll be good.
They're at home. Gilbert?
It's an easy one. No Trevor Lawrence, the Browns.
Buccaneers at Falcons.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks. Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks. Gilbert?
It's a crappy division, but give me the Falcons.
Vic?
God, I hate, even on our looking ahead show, I hate picking the Falcons. I always pick them again, and they end up winning when I do. But for this, because I need to catch up, I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
All right, here we go. The two big games. Bills at Chiefs. Dan?
At Chiefs?
Yeah.
Give me the Bills. The Bills are gonna start fighting for their life. Every game's a playoff game now.
Give me the Chiefs. Gilbert?
Give me the Chiefs.
Vic?
Give me the Bills. They're coming off a bye. This is their, as Dan said, this is their last chance.
Can you imagine, Dan, if the Chiefs lose this game? Like, he's gonna.
I was already right last week on the most important game, so I think that counts for 2 or 3.
Eagles at Cowboys. Gilbert?
Oh.
Oof.
Dan, where do you think Gilbert's going with this one?
No. It's not where I think. He's going Cowboys. Those are his boys.
All right, there you go.
Them.
Gilbert's selected the Cowboys.
Exactly.
Give me them boys.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Vic?
I said a few weeks ago that I thought the Cowboys were gonna blow out the Eagles in this game, and I'm sticking with it.
Blow out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys as well.
Wow. All right. We're gonna find out.
You're solo here, Dan.
That's all right. I don't mind standing alone.
All right, now let's go to Dan and Daygo and see what he's got cooking up for us.
I know what you're saying now. You see me again. You're saying, hello, Dan and Daygo, my old friend. Well, it's good to see you all again. And let me tell you something. It is getting into that season, hoodie season. We all love hoodies, right? Shout out to hoodie season. Not only is right now the time where you're starting to get your pumpkin spice lattes and all that other crap, but let me tell you something better that'll keep you warm. Shout out to Compas on the Beat. We got hoodies over here. Go check them out. I kid you not. You know me. Dan and Daygo is always a truth teller. I kid you not. You can get that hoodie, put it on out of the package. It's going to be comfortable. I kid you not. One of my favorite hoodies that I own. Absolutely love it. I love that now we're getting into the hoodie season again. So that way I don't look like a maniac wearing a hoodie in 80-degree weather or whatever. Check it out. CertifiedCompas.shop. Go over there, order a hoodie. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Black Friday's coming up. Colder weather's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Hell, for Halloween, I don't know. You want to dress up like your Compas? Shout out to all you. Go and get it. Go and do it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Absolutely, you will not regret that purchase. So once again, go to CertifiedCompas.shop. You will not regret the hoodie. And real quick, don't forget, check out our other shows. We got a little House of Horns. We got a little What's Up Bolts. We got a little regular Compas on the Beat. We got a little Combat Compas for everybody who loves fighting. And if you love everything, the champions, be sure to check out Compas FC over there. The lads have got you covered. But anyway, let's just get back to the program. Who are ya? Who are ya? I'm taking over the program for our segment of Burial of the Week. Let's get to it. Don't forget to let us know in the comments who or what you would like to bury. Don't worry. Picture on your profile. Use a screen name. No one will know it's you. Come in here with your Compas and vent. Don't you worry. Get in there. Even if one of us has a burner, we'll find out what kind of comments are in there.
I'm just gonna go real quick because I really want to hear Gilbert's. I'm gonna go with Roger Goodell. He wants to ban the tush push. This is like the softest crap that I've seen. Like, I cannot believe. So one team has perfected something, they've done something, and you want to ban it? Like, that's just so stupid to me. And the funniest part is everybody else in the NFL has tried it. We've seen it. Gilbert, we saw the Cowboys and the Chargers both try it on Monday Night Football. We've seen other teams try it. And we even saw, Dan, we saw it at the Saturday football game. Even high schools are trying it, and it's just something that's taken over. I mean, you can, and then it's funny because they're like, oh, it's a rugby play, it's physical, it's this, it's that. But then Jordan, the left tackle for the Eagles, he played rugby, and he's like, this is nothing
Jordan
like
Maitila,
something like that. But he's like, this is nothing like rugby. I mean, I think the guy would know. Obviously, you have the stupidity from the Houston Texans where Tank Dell got hurt, but I mean, at the same time, like, why are you putting him to do that kind of stuff? I just thought it was if you see the Eagles usually put Dallas Goedert and like AJ Brown, but AJ Brown's humongous, so he's obviously going to get some push. But I just think it's so soft of Roger Goodell. It's typical NFL crap that somebody figures out some way to do something and they want to ban it. Like, that to me is just dumb. It's an effective way. The only thing is nobody can stop it. Why? Because of what Dan would say, the Hogs, Jason Kelce literally dips his head and he does so well. And that's why, if you notice, that's the only way Jalen Hurts just goes behind Jason Kelce, because he knows that he's the
better Kelce.
So, hey, he said hi to you at the Super Bowl last year. I remember that.
He's a dog, dude.
But I remember
it's a shame he's not sponsored by State Farm, or else it would have been better.
but definitely, I think Roger Goodell is soft for this, and I think he can't. You can't give in to all this other crap. Like the dude from Miami, the Dolphins beat reporter who was complaining about it and crap. Like, dude, don't be a fan. Take it out of your head. I know that the Eagles beat the Dolphins, but look at it from a different point of view. Like, it's just a good play that they've designed, and that's Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen, who have done a great job with it. So
I have two questions in your burial.
Yeah.
Where is the competition committee? Supposedly we have names like that and they're making the league less competitive. I don't understand how that works. Where's the NFLPA? The players are one of the first ones who complain about a lot of these stupid rules. Yeah, guess what? They don't do diddly squat, and then you say, yes, sir. May I have another? It's a joke, dude. It's a joke.
I rarely hear players complain about it. It's like people in the media or the old timers, front office.
The old
people.
whites.
Yeah, the old.
Yeah.
How about Roger Goodell? You go make the officials full time and fix this terrible product.
You didn't take a picture with Kendra Lust.
Well, after that, he was like, "All right, I'll fix the touch push, and that's about it." And also, how about maybe you make the catch better? You botch that.
There's another push you wanted to. Yeah,
he was busy. Then thoughts got in there. He was busy.
He was like, "Oh, touch push. Okay."
He knew who that was. Let's practice the Eagles play right here.
Okay,
have you seen the suite?
Vic, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna keep mine pretty short, and mine has to do with the NFL as well. Not Roger Goodell. Yeah, suspending Kevin Fitzgibbon. Now, if you don't know who that is, he's that photographer that took that selfie of Tyreek Hill So they've decided to suspend his credential. And not only for the season, but it sounds like forever, and all because he was really excited about the celebration that he did with Tyreek Hill. Now, it was not planned, according to him, and so for it to happen like that, it just sucks. Like he filmed. So what happened was Hill took the phone from Fitzgibbons, right, and then he filmed himself doing a backflip, and then you have Fitzgibbons, leaving, getting excited, and then leaving the field to go send the clip out to the NFL. Now the NFL uses this clip, and now you're going to suspend him and punish him, even though you use his content. Like, when we get content and we get really good content, we get excited. Like you should be pushing for this stuff. And yeah, you're letting one of your guys get suspended because he was excited over getting like really cool content, which you use. Like, to me, that sucks. And then so you're telling me that what happened on Sunday with the Eagles guy Dom? Are you telling me you're gonna
Big Dom
suspend him too? Like, if you don't suspend him, that kind of looks bad on you. But
I wouldn't suspend him.
Yeah, exactly. Big Dom ain't going nowhere. The gabagool stays.
The Italian mafia coming after you. There you go.
Well, that's cool that he's at least going to take care of him, honestly.
Yeah.
He's paying his salary. I mean, the dude's kind of I ain't gonna go the whole rhetoric. Allegedly, but I mean, that was one good move. But
yeah,
Yeah.
Especially when Tyreek Hill's about to break history. Like, why are you suspending the guy? He's gonna give you a bunch of content. It looks like he's got like a really cool relationship with Tyreek
knows him
Hill.
well.
They met each other on like he messaged him on
Yeah,
social
he
media,
gave
right?
him a
And then-
start. Like he's the reason
Yeah.
why he started blowing up.
yeah.
So they
Yeah,
know
this
each
is
other
like-
well.
This is like the kid from Gilbert's former employer. Well, no, it's completely different, I guess.
No
but like,
fun league, dude.
but like, remember the kid for USC, the one that
Oh yeah, they got banned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
But then they
forget.
brought him back. They suspended for 2 weeks, and then he came back or whatever. But yeah,
Taking
it's just it's
selfies.
dumb.
Who's next?
This one's gonna be funny because I know what it is. Dan, go ahead.
All right, put it up there. Oh my God, yeah. I don't think I need to spend too much time on this, but anyone out there who was born before the 2000, if you said I know to a parent and an adult, you usually got backhanded. Well, because now we're not backhanding kids anymore. I'm just kidding. I don't advocate for violence. It's a figure of speech.
From Tyreek Hill to this.
No, but an ass whooping's all right.
You have a generation that think they know it all. Like
who?
I hate when I try and correct a player or a student. They tell me I know. Every single time I tell them, no, you don't know clearly, because I have to correct you. You don't know. So don't tell me I know. That presumes you know what I want and you're going to do it correctly. Clearly, that is not the case. So no, don't tell me I know. But I was at a game, and apparently,
Gilbert, did you know that the center is the one that?
yeah,
does
he
snap
hikes the
count?
ball. Yeah, he's the
I
one
know.
in charge of knowing. Shut up, idiot. He's the one in charge
Yeah.
of knowing how much time is left in the play clock and everything else. It was unbelievable to me. I was getting into an argument with this kid. I said, "Guy, how the hell? Why would the offensive lineman know? Either way, they're predicated on the snap count. The quarterback has to hike it. Well, they should still know. They can tell the quarterback." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so sure he's gonna bend back and tell him something to waste more time, and then get forward again to hike it." Like these guys just swear like they know everything, and they've only, the only life experience they have is through, a remote controller on the sticks, as they say, and in a screen, dude. It's unbelievable. That's all.
And
I
he said
need
he'd
to
let
say.
you keep your job as offensive line coach.
Well, he was being sarcastic. He was being a smart ass, but it's unbelievable to me. I'm sure everyone's experienced it. All these little know nothing, friggin' snot nosed brats.
Like your cousin.
Oh, don't even remind me. He says a lot of stupid things. I need to start charting this down, because maybe sometimes I'll bring it up.
He knows it too. I know.
No, I punch him in the face though. I legally can. He's over 18 and he's my blood. So
Feels like Dan's gonna have a switch soon. He's just walking around with the switch.
Could you imagine? No, I wouldn't. I would never. I'm not
kidding. I'm
I
kidding,
would
no.
never do those things. I just correct people verbally as softly as I can. And I don't tell them, "Oh, little Johnny, you're a sweet little angel. You know everything. You're so great and special." Psych, little Johnny, you're gonna learn today, dude.
I feel like Dan would be like perfect in that Breakfast Club, like that Dean or whoever he was. Like,
Yeah, get the bullhorns.
yes,
Dan's like
Just
the
with the
guy that
molded
would have on
horn.
his car, my kid would kick your super student's ass or something like that on the back of his car.
Yeah.
All right. This is what I've been waiting for. Gilbert, go ahead.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm
Cry
ready for
me
you.
a river.
All right, this is why I don't watch college football. They can't figure out the
This
playoff
is why.
system. We went to the dumbest BCS era forever. We're trying to figure out what are the two best teams. Then they go to 4 and they still can't get it right. And when they took out FSU from the number 4, whatever seed you want to call it in college football, what else you got to do? You won the freaking conference, which is supposed to be valued. You went freaking undefeated in a Power 5. What the hell are we doing? Just because their quarterback got hurt? That's like saying, okay, well, Trevor Lawrence won't play in the playoffs. Take out the Jaguars, even though they won the freaking division. This is stupid. They did everything they needed to do. Who cares about injuries? You can't just guess that. Alabama lost a freaking game. So I don't want to hear it. And who's going to defend Alabama right now when all they do is freaking win title after title? No, you didn't do it. You lost to Texas. Get out of here. And the only reason they kept Alabama in because college football people are afraid of SEC. You got to have the freaking SEC. And I was hoping for the scenario. I want to see, do you have the frijoles? There you go. To get SEC out of here. And they couldn't do it. And they robbed FSU. Terrible. I don't watch college football. they can't get a freaking playoffs, and then maybe like a real one, and then I'll watch.
Before you
That's
go,
right,
Fernando, can I just give you couple more things? The Florida State also played 2 better non-conference games than Alabama, because the Alabama and Georgia don't play. They play Division II teams during their non-conference. But go ahead, Fernando. Your
Who's the head
rebuttal.
coach of FSU?
Norvell.
No,
I don't know.
So you wouldn't want Nick Saban in there just for the nostalgia. No,
Why?
and I'm not even going like that. So in 2020, what are we, 3?
Let me get.
That's
some
when
time
you
to-
think that the NCAA is going to do right by kids. After all the crap we've seen for years, they've taken away Reggie Bush's Heisman.
I'm
They've
not.
canceled-
This
No,
is your
no,
point. I'm fine with it. I'm fine
Free
with
my
it.
boy Kareem
No,
Jackson.
what? You're fine with what?
That if your point is that NCAA was going to screw it up, fine, I could take that. But if you're trying to defend Alabama and them,
Don't
choosing
defend
them,
Alabama.
I don't get
I'm not
that.
trying to defend Alabama. What
Well,
I'm
there-
I'll
we got no
defend
problems there.
Alabama.
I'm just saying, we got no
People
problems then.
expected the NCAA to
Yeah,
finally
okay.
do something right. No, if anything, I'm being honest. I think Georgia had more of a gripe than Florida State. But
Yeah.
in
Fact.
any
It's 2 years,
scenario,
pretty much.
somebody was gonna bitch. Next year they're going to 12 games. The 13th team is gonna bitch that they didn't that they should have gotten in. That's at the scenario we're at. But remember, these guys are all about entertainment. If you would have had Florida State against Michigan, people would have been like, you know what, Michigan's gonna steamroll them. Let me enjoy my hangover from New Year's Eve and because it's on New Year's Day. Now it's like, oh crap, Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh. Like, okay, I want to watch that. Texas against Washington, Penix, Ewers. Like, that's going to be a really good. That's the matchup that I'm secretly thinking is going to be a really good back and forth matchup. But I understand, I understand it because they went with entertainment over what's fair. But that's the thing. That's the NCAA. That is what they've done for years. I mean, before they used to just crown whoever was the number 1 team in the country and give them the national championship. Now it's like, okay, now you play. But like, no matter what, people are going to complain about it. We're at that point. People are going to complain regardless. I'm actually fine with it. I understand the beef that Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, Florida State. I understand. And I understand Georgia fans. But I mean, the thing is, people want entertainment. Hell, I'm even surprised these were the 4 teams. Part of me thought that Texas was not going to be allowed in, and they were going to keep Georgia in there. But then
It could have because Texas beat Alabama, and they're trying to figure it out.
And then, but see, you see all these scenarios. Like if Washington State would have been let go, they would have been like, "What the hell? We just kicked the crap out of Oregon, not just once, but twice." So that's kind of where my thought process is. I can't believe people already like. People in 2023 expect them to do the right thing when all they've done is just dumb stuff from years till now. And it's like somebody's going to complain regardless. So that's just the way it is.
I'm fine with that take, Fernando, but it's not freaking, I was going to cuss, WWE. It's like, it's real life football. Who cares if an injury happened? They did their job. They got in the scenario. And by the way, Fernando, if it goes to freaking 6, 7, 8 teams, if you're freaking 9, stop crying. Like 4, you could cry because it's pretty good. But you go to 12,
I agree.
no one's going to care about the 13 team. People will. I won't give a crap. I won't give a crap.
I would have done 6 teams this year.
Yeah.
I would have given Michigan,
6 is perfect.
and I would have given number 2 is Texas.
No bye weeks.
No, I think Washington's 2.
Washington.
Texas is 3.
Yeah.
And then
I would have given Washington and Michigan a bye week, and then I
weeks.
would have done 6 teams to like because the NCAA can do whatever the hell they want. They could have said, "Hey, we're gonna do 6 teams. We're gonna let all these guys go," but they decided not to. They decided to go with 4. Why? Because that causes controversy. People are talking about it, and people want to watch this. So, but that's what I'm telling you, though. That's what it's all about. It's all about entertainment and what's going to.
I care. That's why I was watching. I'm like, ooh, it's got juicy.
Like,
I wanted to see
I'm going
it.
to be honest. I'm going to be honest. In 2012, I didn't think the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers were the best teams. But what made it at the end? Harbaugh versus Like, you see there.
But that's the point there. These are not the deserving teams. They're not the best team on our eyeballs, but they freaking got in the dance and they don't play for it. Like, who knows if
that's what they're going to do. It's entertainment.
The problem
they want entertainment.
The problem is, Alberto, in my opinion, you're looking at it through an NFL lens, right? You win your division, you're in the playoffs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And you've seen half of these teams are horses' asses in these divisions with, terrible records or average records. The thing about college football, it's not like that, dude. You can win a conference it doesn't mean diddly squat. You get a little trophy and everything else, you get excited. But when have they ever taken the winner of the Pac-12, winner of the SEC, the winner of the Power 5, the winner of the Big
Mountain
10?
West.
Who cares? That one's garbage anyway. Who like, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that does not make the playoff. It's a subjective thing by a committee.
Yeah,
so
and-
obviously, key term subjective.
But when you go
Excuse me, sir.
undefeated,
I
man.
reclaim my time. What'd you say?
They're undefeated. They did
That
everything they
doesn't mean
could.
anything.
They're in a Power
Bro,
5. What else
bro,
can you do
That
besides
doesn't
having
mean
more
anything.
entertainment?
That doesn't mean once again, it's subjective. Number two, let me tell you something. I would give Alabama times 20 for knocking off. I don't think people understand this. A team that was undefeated for 2 years. They went back to back, for God's sake. They were undefeated throughout the whole year.
I'd rather see
And
Georgia than
Everyone
Alabama.
thought they were going to three-peat. And I'll tell you this. I thought, again, like Fernando said, Georgia has a bigger gripe than FSU. Because first off, that's going to happen. I personally am not a huge fan of letting Washington in. I feel like Washington's going to get steamrolled by either Washington or Texas might get steamrolled by either Michigan or Bama. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
Well,
That
remember
doesn't
a couple
make
of
sense.
years ago. Remember
But
a couple of years ago in like 2009 or 2010, it was LSU Alabama 1-2. LSU beat Alabama, and
Yeah.
Alabama still stayed in and still played for the national championship at 1-2, and they played like, and then
Because that's what
Alabama
it
beat
is.
LSU in the
Yeah.
national. So like,
How about the
there's
criteria of letting the defending champion get in there and defend their crown for 2 years?
It
was
should
2
have.
years in a row.
That's what should have happened.
but
And I would have.
Alabama.
That's what should have happened. But the problem is like, again, it's all subjective.
I can't disagree there.
Ran by probably idiots.
and
just
they're
like
gonna
a lot of
say,
these
"Hey, we only
committees.
let one SEC team in. It was
Yeah,
only
so
one." It
that's
wasn't
And
what
the
I'm
like-
saying.
SEC was down this year. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
even that good. And the same thing with the Big Ten. It hasn't been good either. Like, it's just been, it was two teams. It was
Yeah.
Ohio State, and Michigan didn't play anybody. That's my other problem. At least
They played
Texas
Ohio State.
played
Played
at
Ohio
least,
State.
At least
Okay.
Texas played Alabama, and they beat them. Like, and then Washington was in the better
in Alabama.
conference. Yes.
And the
no,
other
it was in
thing-
Texas this year.
And the
It was
other
in
thing
Texas.
that you need to
Yeah.
understand,
yeah.
the other thing you need to understand, Hilbert, more than anything, they
I
need-
understand. It just doesn't.
Hold
make
on,
it stupid.
crazy.
It's all
I didn't
stupid.
even make my point.
College football stinks.
The thing you have to understand, right? They have to avoid another 65-8 final that they did last year. That was a stinker, bro. Everyone clicked off probably after the first quarter. They can't
And it's
have
gonna
that.
happen again. It's gonna
Well-
watch. Alabama's gonna blow out Michigan because
Yeah.
Michigan hasn't played anybody.
And they
Played
stole
Ohio
signs.
State.
We forgot about that too. It's easy to win games when you're
Ah,
You
stealing
know
signs.
what?
that's
You know
all
what?
manure.
At least he cares enough
Everybody
to
does
cheat.
that
What do
crap.
these other people do? They stand there and they just
Whatever.
look like idiots week in and week out.
I'm rooting for
Everybody
nobody
steals
here. They're all
signs. Everybody
terrible.
looks
Integrity,
at-
integrity.
Everybody does.
It's a
If
joke.
I'll
Jim
go for
Harbaugh-
Washington because they're in
If
the
Jim
Pac-12.
Harbaugh wins the national
RIP.
championship, he needs to put it on this finger and just set it right there and be like, "All right, I'm out of here."
They're gonna
But
lose to Alabama. They're fine.
I want if it's Alabama Texas, that's gonna be a great that
I'll watch
final might be. It's gonna be legit.
That's-
Where's the final at? Still in Georgia?
Well,
Oh, that was
what's
Vegas.
cool is we get
Oh, no, that's
Michigan and Alabama here at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. No, but the finals in
I
Georgia
have no
or it's
idea.
in Dallas.
If it's in Georgia, what a slap in the face to the Bulldogs, dude.
I agree. All right,
College football.
let's get. And we're gonna piss off Hilberto because now we go to Avocado Roast.
Oh.
What Christmas song do you hear and instantly transports you to a Christmas movie? Gilbert, go ahead.
I tried my best. The only one I could think of is Dance. I won't say because I don't want to take away your thing. But you know, I
Oh, you
can't.
can say that's fine. I got another one anyway.
Oh, there you
okay. All right. Well, fine. The Grinch.
You're a mean one.
There you go,
Mr. Grinch.
But you know what I think of when I hear that? The cartoon version, not the Jim Carrey for you.
All right, I take it back. It's
Young
mine
Guns.
now.
Okay.
You know, we went to go
The
watch
real version?
like 3 weeks ago. We went to go watch a play with the Grinch
Live action, the play.
live
yeah,
action
the
here
Grinch.
in Balboa Park or
The
whatever.
old globe.
A little girl, Cindy Lou Who, she was only like 7 years old, and she did a really good job. Like
Yeah.
we were really impressed. With the Grinch was funny, like
Yeah, he
but
killed it.
he obviously had to throw in a Taylor Swift reference, and somebody wasn't happy about that, but
Yeah.
he's like, "Can I not
Can't
escape
escape
it?"
it.
Yeah.
Dude,
But,
it was hilarious. So he scared the dog piss out of someone in the
Oh,
theater. They dimmed the lights, and he was walking up the like walkway, and he randomly goes, "Bah!" and the chick goes, "Oh my god!" It was hilarious, dude.
He had to like break character a little bit and ask her if she was fine because she was shaking and everything. It was actually pretty funny. But all right, Dan, you go ahead.
My new song that I'll pick, it's the This Is Halloween, Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, every time I hear that song, I'm literally transported when exactly waiting outside of the haunted mansion when I was a kid during Christmas time at Disneyland. You see all the decorations, you see the Winter Wonderland, you're waiting to get in there, you see Zero floating in the elevator and stuff like that, or floating down there in the walkway. And I remember I used to love going there during Christmas because I love seeing Jack Skellington and Santa, where usually it was the what's it called? Undertaker hanging out there with the dog, and it's, you know, obviously Jack Skellington with all the gifts. And you know, it's just magical to me. Like if anyone oh yeah, I love Oogie Boogie too. Those songs are bangers. But if anyone hasn't been to Disneyland during Christmas time, like, you got to check it out. Halloween and Christmas time are 100% the best times to go to Disney. Even though obviously some of the prices and stuff is outrageous, but what it is.
Did he take yours?
Yeah, he took
Yeah,
mine. Yeah, he said the Grinch.
No,
yeah.
no. I'm talking about Vic.
Victor's maybe. I don't know.
But no.
No? Oh, okay. Go ahead,
I
Vic.
can
Sorry.
always switch it up. Mine is Christmas and Hollis. I mean, you can. I've really gotten into before the night before with Seth Rogen, and I mean, it's one of those. They have that scene where they play Christmas at Hollis. I thought it's really good. They're all wearing the ugly sweaters, and then also Die Hard. Like it plays in Die Hard as well. So that, to me, I mean, anytime I can get some hip hop, some Christmas hip hop, I'm happy with that. So yeah,
Run DMC.
Run DMC.
Dun, 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 dun. Gilbert doesn't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming
No.
of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Gilbert, what movie?
Home Alone.
There you go. Yeah, because I told
You
him.
should have done
One
the.
and
And no, not in two.
No,
and
one
then
is.
okay, whatever.
it's in
That was
one and
so
two, or
close.
just one? Just one, right?
No, it's just one.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
he just
it's
got
Uncle and
the
Santa
Walk
Claus.
of Fame, no? Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got the star on the Walk of Fame.
I forgot he had.
Is he next to Michael Jackson?
I forgot he was married to Brenda Song.
Yeah, I saw the
from
pictures,
Sweet Life.
and his
Yeah,
kids and all that.
exactly. But I thought it was really cool that what's her name was there, Catherine O'Hare, and
Yes.
they kind of had a face to face the way they do in number 2. But that one, and then obviously the Santa Claus also, it's in that one where he burns a turkey and they decide to go to Denny's for dinner. But yeah, that was mine. It's a Christmas spirit, Hilberto. I hope you get excited for it.
Maybe next week.
It's not there yet.
All right, now let's go over real quick to Una Mas. I don't know. I have just one or two things for you guys, but I don't know if you guys saw this. This girl goes, if the Eagles lose it, she put this on TikTok. If the Eagles lose today, I'll do whatever the top comment says. The top comment was, go to Thailand, get accepted by the people, train in Muay Thai for 10 years, enter the UFC, become the world champion, and stay undefeated for 5 years. Retire, do an interview, and say that this comment is the reason you fought so hard.
Yeah,
wow.
She's gonna cipher through the comments and see which one she can do for her little 15 seconds of fame.
199,000 likes.
I am so sick of this TikTok generation, dude. This is what's making kids dumber. Dumb. No attention spans, no, brain to do anything. Parents, if you're listening, make them read hardcover books. Don't give them video games or iPads.
Oh, that was against the Bills. I was like, oh,
it was against the Bills.
Oh yeah, look, go look again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look, go back.
All right, hold on. Let me grab it.
Sorry.
So
No, you're right. I just saw the
training
Yeah.
Muay Thai.
Damn.
Man,
Sorry, won't be
boo.
Why did somebody bring it up?
Those
this
are
weekend?
Gilberto's Bills. What are you guys
Good
doing?
thing they won against the Bills.
Yeah, and then you
What
can
are
see
they-
the Bills in the back. See,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Those are Gilberto's Bills. Wow.
You're the one that picked them this week to win
I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course I did.
against my other team, and then my other team's
You
playing
have
my
too
other
many
team. There are a
teams.
lot
Exactly.
of teams.
You have a lot of teams.
Watch this. Here we go. This is actually pretty interesting.
Oh my God. No.
No. You need a narrative.
Oh, this is indoor wrestling. Oh my God.
So, so this guy throws like I
They
don't know
land on his
flour
head?
in this guy's face, and he ducks it. He grabs the guy by the neck, lifts him up, and then they jump off of a cage and break like 2 tables. But it just looks so dangerous.
Yeah.
And the security guard just jumps over at him to make sure that he's okay.
No.
But it just did not look. It did not look good. Oh wow, there's a guy there with a Donovan McNabb jersey. But
This
Dude,
feels like it's
that's
from
a
that
guy.
era.
That's a guy who I miss, man. Donovan McNabb. That guy was a dog. That guy was a
that was
dog.
ugly.
I have a question for you guys, especially since you guys are big wrestling fans. Before we go, have you guys ever gone to one of those kind of like? I got invited to La Lucha La Boom, and I've never gone, and I kind of wish I did. But like any like underground wrestling,
Yeah,
have you
Indy,
guys done that?
no.
There's a bar that a friend of mine works at in wow, what's that area? The one where you coming down the freeway on Coronado?
The Strand,
Imperial
IB?
Beach. Imperial Beach.
Yeah, Imperial Beach.
And they have wrestling there. Like they do, like they'll clear out the bar.
No,
Yeah.
no
amateur
way.
wrestling. Yeah.
And we haven't gone.
No, I know we're gonna go, but it looks pretty. It looks pretty fun. I was telling Dan, I'm like, damn, like maybe in the future, if like obviously I keep on doing what I'm doing, I'd love to wrestle. Like I'd love to do just one time, like just
Cut a
get
promo?
the thrill out of. I don't know.
No,
The
we cut
promo I'd be
promos
fine.
weekly. We cut promos weekly,
Yeah.
guy.
Promo would be fine. Dan cuts promos all the time here on What's Up Bulge.
Didn't you
fans
hear
hate
my
him for it,
monologue?
so.
My opening monologue? I was laughed at weeks ago by a certain scumbag who shall remain
Let's just
nameless.
not go backwards.
And then one last thing, I'm sure you guys will enjoy this. Sunday was Rocky Day in
Let's not go
Philadelphia,
backwards.
and look at what this kid.
Oh,
Hey,
All right. I'm about to be the scumbag of the week.
uh-oh.
uh-oh.
He's still going?
How you get hit? How much you get take? Keep moving forward. And the winner is still. And again,
Even Sylvester Stallone forgot some of the lines.
No,
So,
so
no, I
Stallone
think
was
he was
over
letting
it.
the
He's
kid
like,
do
all
it.
right, come on, let's
But
go. man."
they were reciting Rocky Balboa, or the movie Rocky Balboa, which is Rocky 6, I guess. They were like the scene that he tells his kid, like his kid's embarrassed,
Ungrateful.
he's gonna go fight, and he's like, "Why do you want to do this? You have nothing left to prove." And he gives him one of the best speeches. I thought that movie was actually really good. Number 5 was trash,
It's
but number
underrated.
6 kind of rescued
underrated,
the franchise. And supposedly he's written already number 7, which I'd be interested to see what he would do. But obviously he's in a big fight with
Whoever does it.
company. Yeah, but I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, the kid obviously, but I'm gonna let Dan go at it.
All right, I'm gonna be a scumbag. All right, you're freaking Sylvester Stallone. You're one of America's favorite, most iconic movie roles in Rocky Balboa, Rambo. Like, we know you're a dog guy. Why do you have 2 jackasses holding umbrellas for you?
I didn't even notice that.
That to me, I hate that personally, because that to me is saying, I understand he's greeting people and everything, but like, I hate that. I would never make someone hold an umbrella for me, because I feel like that's very, what's it called?
You make Melissa hold an umbrella for you.
What are you talking about? Don't start making up things. There's a difference between me joking with her and saying you hold it, or I'm doing something or whatever, and me thinking, well, I'm a big shot celebrity, have people hold umbrellas for me. Like, I would never do that. I'm either going to take it in the rain like everybody else and I would be fine, wear a poncho, whatever you want, or I'm going to hold my own umbrella.
I thought you were going to crap on the kid.
No,
me
the
too.
I,
kid.
same. I thought you were
I
gonna.
don't blame the kid. Like, he's excited to see Rocky. His parents did well, showing him not that Blue's Clues crap and Dora la Exploradora and have this
Why would
other
he
garbage.
recite a line from Rocky 6 from all movies? Come on, kid.
Are
Do
you
better.
serious?
That
There you
was
go.
like that was
Are
one
you
of the. I
serious?
mean,
It's Rocky
is-
6. Nobody cares.
Are you serious?
Gotta be
That
1,
is-
2, 3, or 4. That's it.
What other line can you quote from any other movie besides that one? You don't
You
listen
can't
to
win.
words, do you? You
if
don't
he
listen to
died,
words.
he
You don't
died.
pay attention. That's the problem. He doesn't. Do you listen, or are you just hearing words that make you angry?
Nobody
I
can
think he's
remember
just hearing
6.
words.
No, he said nobody
Nobody what?
Just Fernando
remembers number 6.
Here we go. If it's not important to Gilberto, it doesn't exist. Forget that soccer is a global sport and billions watch it. or
Where do
hundreds
you
of millions,
live,
whatever.
Dan? Just end the show here. All right. Where do you live?
I'm just glad we can
country on
say
earth.
soccer now. Now that we found out that it actually came from Britain and it wasn't a U.S. thing, I'm glad we can say soccer.
Either way, who cares? We can name it whatever we want. We don't
Yeah.
have meters and all that crap for a reason. It's miles, not
Football.
kilometers, not
Football.
kilometers, none of that garbage. Don't want it. Miles, yards, feet. I'm trying to think. Gallon,
And you,
no
and you
liters.
don't live in under a monarch.
That's right. That's the biggest thing. I could not do that. I could not do that ever.
All right.
Bring back my boy William Wallace. Shout out.
This guy.
Scotland forever.
All right. We appreciate you guys so much for checking out yet another episode of Compas on the Beat. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out House of Horns. The Rams play Dan's Ravens this weekend.
The Rams play the Ravens?
Yeah.
Wow. But we're next week. All I'm going to hear is, wow, they beat the Rams. They're so good. Yeah. Sure, guy.
Or the other way around. Sean McVay, that guy's a genius.
Yes.
Oh, my God. You know what? I'll give him more credit this year than any of his other years. I'll tell you that. He's actually had to do some coaching.
But also Dan and I will break down the Chargers versus Broncos. Could this be a Sean Payton revenge game? We'll get into some of that also.
Could you imagine if at the end of this game he drops a promo like he did on Nathaniel Hackett?
But again, thank you guys so much for checking us out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Be a compa, tell a compa. But for the time being, Gilberto, sabes que vámonos.
Yeah, Dan, go live in the great United Kingdom if you want, and watch soccer
Never.
all you want there. But
Never.
and also, if you want to help the Compas get to Super Bowl Radio Road, I like the banner right there. Check out the link in the description. It's a PayPal link, or if you want to give us a super thanks whenever a video comes up. And also, if you get a super thanks, you get a date with Dan and Daygo.
Here we go. Here we go with this garbage
Yeah,
again.
listen to Mina Kimes' podcast.
That too. Yeah, you just depending on how much
You
if
guys
you give
really
a big
want me to be
amount, Dan
massacred.
will do both of those things. But on that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.